Hello viewers, I'm SP and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal. This is supposed to be Monday's episode. Listen, my sleep schedule got all screwed up. This is probably going to be a little bit on the short side, running out of time here, but we are going to get an episode out and then hopefully I'm going to work to get things happening during the day. Again, remember when things used to happen during the day, videos would come out and it would still be sunlight out? We're going to see if we can reclaim those wonderful times. So we're going to start by hiding some evidence here. We had a few associates go missing recently, and where should they happen to turn up but a Merrick Black site? We have to assume they're being interrogated right now. Normally, we'd be extremely concerned for their welfare, etc., try to rescue them, you know. But in this case, it seems likely they're beyond rescue. We've decided with no information whatsoever. We need you to just level that Black site, ensure any secrets they've spilled are erased. Yep, the Cappellans, not the good guys. It turns out there are no good guys in this story, or somehow in almost any story. So we are going to, with 3 skulls, huh? I probably don't need 3 points of priority salvage on this. Let's take, let's take it at 670 with the 2 priority. And, I should say, it's probably the case that we're going to want to intentionally impose some limits on ourselves as far as what mechs to use, because there's like 850 days left in the campaign, and we've already got some like serious endgame quality stuff. I'm gonna have a think on that. I'm gonna try to maybe come up with some rules just to keep things interesting, keep us from playing King Crab and Marauder and Catapult over and over again. But I have not figured those out for right now, and for right now I think let's just win these missions as hard as we possibly can. Well, I suppose we could sub out some pilots though. Like Trampoline still needs to get some XP. So if we put Steamfitter in, let's see, if we were gonna put Steamfitter in something, it's probably the Warhammer. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably right. Or we could put one of them in the Catapult and just have the Catapult not really be all that effective. I think that's probably the smallest loss. And Trampoline could... We have some real heat problems, like with all of these mechs. I'm looking at them thinking, who could afford to lose the heat reduction? You know what? Actually, let's run Steamfitter in U and run Trampoline in U. Yeah, we'll do it like this. This is the way we will carry for the moment. Actually, maybe we should... No, this is the way we'll do it. So yeah, I'm expecting that these will not be terribly difficult missions. We're gonna just flex real hard all over this whole planet. And, you know, maybe the stories will get around. People from one end of the galaxy to the other will hear how incredibly powerful and effective the Legion Eternal is. Just think. What wouldn't you pay for a level of assurance that the job will get done? Because let's be honest, if you hire some guys and they drop a king crab on your problem, that problem's going to get solved, right? To be perfectly honest, the whole economy of this this game doesn't really make like a huge amount of sense. If you think about what it must cost to build and maintain one of these things, and then think about like the amount that we get paid for the deployments, and like the amount of money that everybody seems to have, I don't know. Alright, automated warning, withdraw, fired upon, etc.
There are icicles on my cockpit.
Steamfitter, I don't ever want to hear about your cockpit ever again, man. Somebody turn off the comms to his mech, whichever mech we put him in. Just always turn off those ones. I kind of want to go around the trees. Crab is slow enough without having to walk through the forest. So at 3 skulls, we could potentially see some real competition. Wouldn't expect to see a whole lance of real competition, but, you know, there could be some things out here we have to be worried about.
I hear ya.
Yeah, let's move forward enough to get a little bit more vision on stuff. Maybe this isn't the mech I should be starting with. Let's move you forward enough to get a little bit more vision on stuff.
Engaging jump jet.
just sink our feet down in the ice here and have at them. LRMs, okay. I think we can probably just focus on one of these guys, and I probably don't have to fire both the PPCs. Oh, but also, there's really no reason not to.
Enemy structure damage, Commander.
That is a huge amount of heat reduction.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Yeah, see, like a 60, and that incoming 60 is serious enough that we have to care about that a little bit.
Special delivery!
What can I do for you?
Do you have... Yeah, okay, you could split fire. Let's see, we're going to be able to put up 90 damage plus 100 damage. So if we fire both the LRM pods at the close one, and the large laser at the other one, in theory, we'll probably get there. 85% connection, huh? Alright, well, we could get a little bit of bad luck here. I guess we'll see what it comes down to. Wait, it's not gonna let me fire the large laser at the thing that I have the clear shot at? Well, that's crummy. Okay, then I guess we will only fire at this one, and the LRM turret is gonna get to shoot at us? That sucks. I guess we'll do this, and we can leave the crab to clean up the shredder. I didn't even check to see if the laser would fire at the LRM turret, because it so obviously should.
There's work to do.
Okay, that was a pretty impactful sounding miss.
Awaiting orders.
I'm assuming that's a range issue.
Moving out.
The fact that we weren't able to shoot at that, but we definitely should have been able to shoot at that.
One less turret.
Okay, so we have reason to believe they have, what, A3 and A2? I don't know, they have a variety of 3s, apparently.
Waiting on you, Commander.
But yeah, like, it's been fun to have a couple of big mechs and just really go stomping around, crushing everybody. But I'm already at a place where I'm like, well, we need to up the challenge a little bit. Now, granted, we are still going to run into missions in some places that are difficult enough that we're not going to feel like we've completely broken the balance of the game. I'm not saying that we are invincible or anything, but we're also just going to have to, like, necessarily, we're going to have to do a bunch of jobs in places that are even less challenging than the world we're on now. So I don't really have a good plan for how we're going to make that interesting, but I'll come up with something.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
I do kind of wish that this Warhammer had a little bit more armor on it. I don't think we want to readjust it to pull armor for, or to pull a heatsink for armor, probably. But I am a little worried about it. Like, it's not quite as hardy as I would like. What do we want you to do? Do we want you to just focus on that Blackjack? The Blackjack only has, like, an AC2 and a couple of lasers. I'm honestly fine with ignoring it already. So maybe we should focus more this way? That Quick Draw has enough laser weapons on it to be actually kind of dangerous, and also, given the biome, it could just fire them as much as it wants.
Commencing.
I think we'll just go center on this thing. There is not, I think, a lot of impetus for us to try to, like, strip one of them down and just hit it in the places that are going to leave a lot of loot for us. Let's just break it open. Here's a question. Can I get, from cover, a decent frontal arc shot that will let me use the lasers? I know it's I'm asking for a lot here. Yeah, honestly, that's not too bad. That's his front, just barely.
Got it.
It is nice to actually have functional jump jets on some of these big
All
mechs.
weapons are go!
Bang! You're dead!
It's not cheap. Each one of the heavy, the big heavy jump jets is 2 tons. So, like for example, if we were to pull a jump jet out of that Warhammer, we sure would buy an awful lot of bonus armor. I think it's probably not worth it, but I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong about that. It might totally be worth it. What is even worth shooting at here? I probably should have just had him sprint, honestly. Maybe we just want to throw up a sensor lock instead. Mess with that guy's targeting for next turn. That might be more significant for us.
Barely hit, Commander.
Also, we do have to take the Hatchet Man like a little bit seriously. If it got close enough with that that melee weapon, it actually could still do a fair amount of damage. Let's start with you, because I'm going to have you shoot at... Again, the Blackjack's probably not even really on our radar anymore as a threat. So I think what I'm going to do... Is there a place where I can get a direct line on the Hatchet Man? Well, I guess I have a direct line from, like, here. Yeah, okay.
Coordinates received.
I want to fire something at the Vindicator and something at the Hatchet Man to strip some evasion. I'm just deciding which one of them I think is which one of them needs more catapult. Because he's going to get blown up real bad by the Warhammer. We probably don't need to put a lot of weaponry into him. I think I'm going to split it like this. Like, we'll give him... Sorry, we'll give him the smaller... Yeah, this is 90, this is 100.
No sweat.
Starting to wonder if maybe I should have tried to preserve a part of that quick draw. It's not really looking like we're going to get a lot of other valuable salvage here. Like any other valuable salvage, maybe.
Good to go.
Alright, now that he is good and injured... What do we think? Do we want to just try to take this thing's head off? That might end up being the fastest way. Well, you do get a 91% chance to hit the body, though. Yeah, I'm just going to core him. I think we can core him out here. Well, he's in cover. Ah, whatever. This is still right. Oh, how embarrassing. We actually didn't hit the area we were aiming at with one of our weapons. Alright, I want to do this pretty badly. I'm not sure if that's actually smart. Not sure if it's actually smart for us to be jumping still. I guess we have... You know, we still have Coolant Vent. It's fine. But this helps make it a little bit less likely that he will be able to drop his axe on me. Man, that's a lot of damage. Holy crap.
Critical damage detected.
Well, the axe is no longer a factor, it turns out.
Reporting.
Up to 70% hit chance? Yeah, that's probably the right move then.
Unloading a full salvo.
I figured that was overkill, but what was I gonna do? Just not shoot every single weapon I had?
It's go time.
Can you even imagine? You gotta appreciate the gumption, though.
Damage minimal.
Even without his axe, he's so dedicated to the strategy of punching guys. He'll just run up there and
I hear ya.
absolutely 100% for certain die for the cause of good robot melee combat.
Engaging physical attack.
Little Hatchet Man, I salute you. This seemed like, by far, the most appropriate way to reward him for his bravery.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Waiting on you, Commander. What can I do for you?
Let's maybe reserve everybody until after the crab. So we need to get vision, obviously.
I hear ya.
Wow, can he actually... Alright, well, we have sensor lock. I'm really surprised he can't see that thing.
What can I do for you? Affirmative. Tell me what to do. Gotcha.
You know, that's pretty cool. We don't spend a lot of time talking about how cool our robots are anymore. I don't want to get blasé though. I don't want to get too used to it. Let's take a moment and appreciate the neatness of the thing.
Firing on target.
So somewhere there's still a mech, apparently. Oh yeah, by somewhere I mean right there. I had stopped considering the blackjack to be such a threat that I literally forgot that it existed.
Waiting on you, Commander.
It's pretty cold-blooded on my part, I have to admit. Can we get a Marauder Punch? Yeah.
Don't need to tell me twice.
What an extremely weirdly shaped mech for melee combat. That's very awkward. I think we're just going to keep focusing on buildings with you. So let's go... 200, 200... Okay. Do like this.
No problem. I've got enough guns for everyone.
Good shot, Commander. Enemy structure down.
Look at it. Look at the efficiency. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I guess it gets less beautiful when you remember there are people in those buildings. Beautiful's maybe not the right word. Yeah. I think makes sense. I'm a little nervous about firing toward the front of my own mech here. Also, I suppose I have the resolve necessary to have just aimed that shot.
How might I help?
Thing is, there's an eject button in the cockpit. You could just leave. You could have just left. What I'm saying is, I don't want to take responsibility for the thing that has happened here.
Target acquired.
Target destroyed.
I cannot believe it. That wasn't even a joke. I literally forgot the blackjack was there.
What can I do for you?
I don't know, actually. I said I can't believe it, but that totally sounds like me. Alright, you come over here and finish off this damaged building.
Time to bug out.
Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Oh, really? I assumed this was going to be one of those things where, oh no, another lance showed up when you finished the objective. That was really easy for a 3-skull mission. And really easy for the amount of money that it paid. Alright, so we're taking the quick draw. We don't have a blackjack, I don't think. You remember when I said that I was going to put together a list so that I could stop saying, gee, I think we don't have this, I like, know stuff? I didn't do it yet. I sort of want to take a plus 10 damage medium laser, though. We'll figure out... Never mind, they gave me all of the mech salvage either way. It's actually really nice. I do think that the plus 10 damage medium laser was correct, and honestly, there's a non-zero chance that I should have taken the plus 10 damage small laser over the blackjack part that I did take on purpose. Or the quick draw, rather. Plus damage lasers are just really useful. You get a lot of chance to employ them. Apparently I've not been leveling somebody up.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Who needs levels? Oh, you have. Jeez. You have a ton of XP. So we could lower your indirect fire penalty slightly. That doesn't feel like the right thing. Increase your unsteady threshold, your overheat threshold. You know what? Let's do this.
Training complete.
Yeah, that's fair. Cruz has been on every mission for absolutely forever. As have you. Probably just, like, your aim, right?
Training confirmed, Commander.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, and then you have fire mastery, so probably here we're just working on, again, aim. Also piloting, because at some point, we undo this. Can we get to the... Yes, we can. We can get to the point that has +1 hit defense on it. Alright, I'm going to take that over a 2.5% accuracy increase.
Warrior training complete.
Reporting.
Steam Fitter can finally go ahead and grab Ace Pilot, and now we have somebody with Ace Pilot again, which is awfully nice. Also, plus health, just in case.
Training complete.
It sure would be a shame at this point to have Steam Fitter get
Waiting
blown
for
up.
orders.
I guess it doesn't matter too much what you take.
Training
Accuracy is always good.
Yes, Commander. What can I do for
And
you?
then Trampoline can grab... Is this what I want? I mean, I assume it is. I'm trusting past SB. He made some decisions about the distribution of these points. Yeah, that seems fine.
Mech warrior training complete.
Okay, everybody's up to 3 skills. We really should pick up more people. Anyway, let's do one more really quickly here. So I think I had decided... Here's the thing. 2 of these missions target the local pirate organization and give us enough negative rep to drop down into the next threshold. It might end up being the case that this is just unavoidable and we should go for it because, as it is, by not completing missions, we're leaving points on the table. I'm going to give that some more consideration. This mission, however, is up against the Cappellans, and we can do this very, very... without concern. We can do this without concern, is what I'm trying to express. So, need you to recover our operatives from inside a Cappellan research facility. You can already see big difference in approach between Merrick and the Cappellans. And I think we're even less likely to find stuff we want to take here, but also, geez, that's a very small amount of money. We're doing this mission more for this score that will be awarded to us than for any of the actual material rewards, which are very, very sad indeed. We still need to push Steamfitter and Grizzly up to having, obviously, the very high called shot mastery, but now that they have their 3rd skills, definitely considerably more formidable. We need to pick up some new pilots, not just because we need to increase the total amount of XP that the company has, but because I think, if I remember correctly, there are still some gaps in our skill coverage that I would like to correct. Some important combinations that we do not yet have. Hey, that's another thing I probably ought to make a list about. I have some homework for for between now and the next episode, then. Okay, get over there, extract, run to the evac point, don't get shot to death. You ever notice how he never tells us not to get shot to death? It's almost like he doesn't even care. Yeah, we probably want to run rather than trying to jump.
Moving out.
Some of our mechs could reasonably jump a significant amount of the way up the hill, but not the catapult, certainly.
Got it. Certainly.
It is unfortunate, though, that the the path up this mountain is so narrow.
Affirmative.
It's almost like the people who built it didn't even want enemy-aligned mechs to run up here and hit their base from the back. Alright, so this is like the least slick approach ever. We are going to have to run all the way through the base to get to the evac. It probably would have been smarter to, like... I guess we even still could. We could try to go up here and then jump over the mountain and like sweep in and immediately disappear, but... That's a job for people who don't expect...
Sensors have
Or
some.
that's a tactic, rather, for people who don't expect that they're going to tremendously outarm the enemy.
You betcha.
I think we're probably going to be just fine here.
Consider it done.
I am seeing vehicles, though. My experience with the game's difficulty system has been that it tremendously underestimates the value of vehicles. And like a mission, a 3-skull mission with some vehicles on it can contain some things that will absolutely tear huge, powerful mechs to pieces. So every time I see vehicles, I get a little bit nervous. We're going to just reserve down to 1 here, let them come at us as much as possible. Ooh, that's a 70-ton mech.
On you, Commander.
Maybe I did want some priority salvage. Oh, hold on, I don't want you to be the one who goes up first. You can be the one who goes up first, because I have no concern for your well-being. Yeah, I think I like this. Okay, that's a Manticore, which is not so bad. That's a Warhammer, which is dangerous. Also has Bulwark. We could probably put this thing away pretty cheaply. So we'd have to do 150, or 166 rather. Frontal damage. You know what, I'm just gonna fire everything. We'll figure it out. Wow. I fired everything because I figured that that was going to be a good way to basically guarantee a kill. Apparently I overestimated. Or I underestimated the Manticore. It has 3 health left in that section, so if we fire... If we just drop an LRM-15 on it, my guess is it will blow up. We only need to actually land 1 missile. Can we jump up to a more secure position? I'd love to have direct line of sight on something else. Maybe... Hold on, maybe it's not your turn yet. What I really want is vision of that other vehicle. But it's just in this like little alcove in the hillside that is making that, unfortunately, pretty unlikely. Alright, well... I guess we can just get started on this guy. There's a 35-tonner over there. That's just another Manticore, which we kind of knew already. Do I just want to hit him? I'm gonna go for his head. Even with Bulwark, it's not that many headshots to kill him. And if we can rock him a little bit this turn, it's fairly likely we'll be able to close it up next turn. We did manage to make contact. Yeah. So any one of the autocannons to the head is lethal if we can get him out of Bulwark.
Damage minimal.
And, you know, presumably next turn he'll want to actually fight us, so... Boy, I don't like how far forward that puts you. Catapult's not actually super well armored. And I just don't know that I think it's necessarily valuable to attack the Warhammer with it anyway. So let's do this. We'll put the 15 on you. Do a little bit more total damage on the healthy Manticore. Oh, wait a minute. Am I shooting at the wrong... How did that happen? I went too far to the side. That makes things tricky. Maybe we just want to put everything into the other Manticore then.
Roger that. Firing on target.
Yeah, I don't think there was any chance of us actually hitting the weak side there.
How might I help? Full speed ahead.
Look at that. That was almost like a normal move. Like a locust over there. With a single LRM-5
I
pod.
hear ya.
Okay, so I need to... In fact, there is no place where I can shoot at. Or shoot from, where I'm hitting not the right side of that mech. Or that vehicle. And I guess we'll just do this again.
Time to die. Come on, mech warriors. It's go time.
If you think about it, that's quite a feat of engineering. You construct a vehicle that can withstand that many direct hits from missiles. Well, we had to put probably in excess of 50 missiles in there before we actually got through his armor. I don't know a lot about the physics of armaments and stuff like that, but that seems like it should be... Seems like it must have been pretty hard to build. Can we... I jump way in here like a total madman. How did we ever hit his left side at all? Seems like everybody's in the right arc. And every position we can even get into is in the right arc. Do I want to jump up close enough to their Warhammer for it to punch me? Maybe. I do want this thing to die, but if we're not going to be able to get the arc we want anyway, I guess I may as well jump over here. And I think I'm probably not punchable from there, because there's just too many trees in the way. Alright, enough messing around with this thing. Let's just kill it. The harrowing moment there where I thought it wasn't going to go down. Completely unstoppable Manticore. It's certainly not the most dangerous enemy that could be totally invincible, but still be bad for us, obviously.
Got it.
Interesting decision.
Waiting on you, Commander.
And again, as always, when I say interesting in that voice, you're supposed to hear wrong. Wrong decision. I didn't get him. That's a shame.
Awaiting orders.
Do I want to try spending crab time on him, or I think I'm going to just trust the Marauder. The Marauder will get the job done. Let's get in deep over here.
Of course. We can do this. Let's
Oh, hey, that's like another entire lance of mechs, huh? Well, a number of those look like mechs where if you hit them with a single shot with the UAC-20, it just deletes their entire torso, so I guess we don't have to be too worried. Although it would be cool if they didn't have vision to my artillery.
What can I do for you?
So again, we're going to trust the Marauder on this side. We're just going to try to get ourselves some shots on these dudes. I guess man, not happy with how much evasion they have. I mean, again, that's just, that's small mechs, I guess, but it's still annoying. So this guy's shooting, he has 10 LRMs. Tough dude.
Firing everything I've got.
Okay, problem solved.
There's work to do.
Turns out not all mechs are as sturdy as a tank. Okay, Shadowhawk at least has some real weaponry on it. Alright, I've put a lot of faith in you here, Cruz. 33, so a single hit from the medium lasers would not do the job.
Firing everything I've got.
Oh, that was promising. No, it was a torso hit. Shoot. Yeah, that's a real shame. I think I'm just gonna let it live. Not kill it with my Warhammer. I'm just thinking, like, if we put a bunch of pieces of it into the loot pool, we're so much more likely to get at least one piece. And this is the other model of Warhammer, the 6D. We don't have one of these yet. So it will be worth some score, I believe. Alright, you know what? It's an expansion mech, though. Maybe it won't. Whatever. I still would like it. But maybe we should just core the thing and get it over with. Oof. Maybe we can't? It's actually really tough. It's a shame there's no way to, like, crowd control it or anything, though. Alright, I'm just gonna blast him. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get a headshot here.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Light damage.
That
Holding
was
firm.
awfully nice of him.
What's the plan?
think the plan is just to get the crab down here to pick up the defecting scientists, right? So we're probably not going to be able to hit any of you guys. Pretty good odds I kill this striker, though.
Unloading a full salvo.
I was going to say, how did he fail that? I know Steam Fitter's not a great shot, but
Let's
geez.
go. Ha! Barely hit me. I hear ya.
Okay, I think we're going to give Cruz one more chance on the Warhammer, so... just, like, step up here. You could start trying to work on that Shadowhawk. Really loved if I could find some non-obstructed shots. It's, like, weirdly hard to hit this fire starter.
No need to tell me twice. All weapons are go. Yeah, critical hit.
I'm really impressed with the stability of his legs. Alright, Crab's taking an awful lot of standing in the open with no damage reduction type shots.
I hear ya.
I might want to do something about all that. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me move around to get the lasers engaged again. So he's now at the point where any weapon hitting the head is lethal. Okay, we got there.
Let's get fired up.
It took a lot more shots than I thought it was going to, but we got there. Do we want to go after one of these other guys with a precision strike? Actually, could I even fire both the PPCs? No, I could not. So actually, maybe this is a good time to just take it easy. We'll just go at this one with the medium lasers. Yeah, it gives me some decent cooldown time.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Reporting. Certainly.
And I think we just give him the lasers, because I kind of want to be able to fire the UAC again, so we got to have a pretty significant cooldown turn. Okay, not great work.
Scored a critical hit.
Yeah, I really ought to be putting more effort into getting this thing into the trees. I'm displaying the kind of hubris that gets your assault
Waiting
mech
on you,
killed.
Commander.
And granted, we're probably going to be fine, but the idea that we're probably going to be fine is exactly why I'm displaying all this hubris in the first place, right? Do we want to try knocking this thing out? I mean, I don't really want it to hit the crab again. It has a lot of armor on its torso. Actually, no, never mind. No, it totally doesn't. This thing plus the Marauder can get that job done.
Another hit like that, and you're toast.
Yeah,
My
things
armor
are...
is peeling
Never
away.
mind. I was going to say, based on the coloration there, things are starting to look a little thin, but that's not true. We still have more armor than this thing has at full. Turns out to be really, really hard to kill a crab.
Gotcha.
Okay, am I allowed to... Yeah. Hell yeah, just throw a great big punch. Why wouldn't I throw a great big punch? Let's reactivate those so I don't forget to fire them next time we actually want to fire.
Come on, mech warriors. It's go time. Awaiting orders.
Yeah, assault class punch plus 120 damage is pretty silly. Alright, hold position until we get the samples aboard, and then, while we're sitting here waiting, we may as well blow up a fire starter.
That's a kill.
We have the asset, Commander.
I kinda wish the whole thing had rolled down the hill. That would have been neat.
Moving to position.
Alright, so the secondary facility, obviously we're getting the operatives out. Why would we not do that? Although I will say, I guess it's not it's not actually worth a tremendous amount of money to do it.
Coordinates received.
But everybody loading the crab. There's plenty of room inside this thing's big, ridiculous, bulbous head.
No sweat.
Also, I'm just never going to get tired of robots using giant rocket boosters to jump over mountains. It's never going to not be awesome.
Engaging jump jets.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Of course. Yes,
I wonder if they're actually going to make me fight anything else, or if this is going to be another
confirmed.
another quick one and done here. No. Mission's not ending when I get to the mission area. That is certainly suggestive of something.
Uh-huh.
The secondary asset has been
Okay,
secured.
never mind. You know what? There's just not a lot of people on this planet. It's kind of a backwater. Who has the personnel to be launching backup ambushes and stuff all the time? Logistically speaking, it's just not really feasible. Wow, that's a big percentage increase in our very, very small pay. Okay, what do we actually want here? I mean, we want Warhammer, right? Yeah, I think that's by a pretty large margin, the best thing in the pool. And then just fingers crossed, we get 6 more items. Okay. Was unreasonable to hope to get that lucky twice in a row. Still, you have to feel pretty good about those outcomes, but then again, given the kinds of mechs we brought, those outcomes were never really in doubt. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like I'm saying, I'm going to figure something out. I'm going to figure out a way to try to keep these missions interesting, even once we have wildly overpowered them, which is, I mean, an event that is already in our past. For right now, though, I think that's where we're going to have to stop for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, later today-ish, when I have figured out what we're going to do about our pirate rep, and I have some kind of plan for keeping us from just overawing every force we meet for the rest of the game. And we'll see you then.